Right. I do got to ask you about that because if you're writing a story, you don't have the guy who's about to go on a big world title program lose. They did that with AJ and Jericho, where Jericho beat AJ at Mania, and then AJ was in a feud with Roman Reigns. I think it just hurts the storytelling. And then having you lose the night before your turn heel and go into a program with John Cena. What was there? Did they give you any kind of reason why that finish made sense? You losing to Mark Henry at WrestleMania?
Yeah, it was Vince. That was their way of destroying Ryback. That was the WrestleMania, and it was because Vince understands his fan base better than anyone, and he knows that they're going to blame me, and he wanted it to make it look like I messed up my own finish, essentially, of falling on my face with Mark Henry, and that was my big WrestleMania moment. And I remember going, and I never tried to ever get a finish change, but I remember talking to him that day. I had tried to get a hold of him ever since I found out during that week, and he was very difficult to get a meeting with. And we ended up having a meeting in Gorilla, I believe, for this one, and early in the day. And I said, "This isn't right." I said, "I go to your show, I'll do whatever you want, but this is falling on my face. I've been your big baby face up to I've lost 7 pay-per-views in a row. I'm the number 2 merchandise seller in the company. It could be number 1 if you would just let me, and you guys would whatever's going on." And it was very just laid back conversation. He goes, "Oh, this is your first big excuse that you failed as the big baby face, and now we're going to go with you as the heel, and now you got this chip on your shoulder." And he laid it out where it made it look like it was I'm gonna get the big championship run as a heel, which if that would have been the case, it would have been great. And eventually, a babyface comes and takes it away, but it at least paid off that initial hot streak, and that never was the case. And it was, and I knew that was right after that they took away the Feed Me More. They took away all the merchandise. Literally came over. He goes, "We're taking away all your merchandise because the checks were getting too big, and that they didn't like. There was too. This isn't a creative issue going like other people. That's why I've tried to explain to people. It's all in the past. It was my personal issues with the company that I think destroyed everything, and it was just a game, and they knew how bad I wanted that success, and it's fine. It's all my fault. I'll take all the blame. I fell on my face at WrestleMania with Mark Henry because I followed it to a T, but it didn't make any sense. And people watching it just go, it didn't feel right. You go back and watch that. What do you get out of that, and why am I picking him back up and hitting my move afterwards? Why did I need to fall on my face? And that wasn't once referenced in my heel turn. So
yeah,
it wasn't. No, I lived it.
It's piss poor storytelling.
No,
it's so weird.
It sucks. I lived through all of it, and I've overcome all of it. But from a character standpoint, that's like where you got hardcore fans, though they judge you based off of those moments. Right. And that's the reality of the situation. Now I look at it as I went there and executed my job perfectly. Just unfortunately, from a storyline perspective, it doesn't do any favors for me, and it never did. Why was I the number 1 contender after losing to Mark Henry? It doesn't. Yeah. How did that? How? Yeah. How?
I think if someone was in a writer's room when they're writing the Rocky IV movie, and they said, "Let's have Drago lose before he faces Rocky," they'd be kicked out and fired right there on the spot. It's just. Or
you go back, and I use just for the reference, but when Goldberg was red hot in WCW, and before he won the title from Hogan, I remember watching that in Mesa, Arizona, in a baseball tournament. But if he had a match with somebody and fell on his face and got beat, and then the next night he actually won the title, even then, but that was as a babyface. And then imagine he ties Hogan once, and then he loses the next one, and then beats Jericho with a roll up, and then bullies people for a while, and then he's tagging with Curtis Axel. You're like, wait, what the fuck happened here? It was just too. There was nothing going on that. It was just that was a way to take away everything eventually. Yeah. So. Yo, thank you guys for watching Ryback TV. If you could check out my Shooting Blanks Wrestling Report every Monday on all podcast platforms, Conversation with the Big Guy Ryback every Thursday morning on all podcast platforms, and Feed Me More Nutrition, my personal supplement line, available on feedmemore.com and Amazon. Save 10% with discount code YouTube10 and save. Stupid! Why couldn't you? Almost had it. I almost had the whole video done in one take. New customers, you can save 20% with discount code NEWCUSTOMER on feedmemore.com. Get hungry, stay hungry, feed me more.